Back again. Okay, we are here to do the check-in for July. For those of you who are, if my face is a bit puffy, it's because I have a tooth abscess. I love you guys a lot, and that's why I'm here. So we're cramming at the moment, and I feel everyone collectively is cramming quite a bit. So those of you who haven't got a notification that I'm live, I'm sorry. It's because live does not get notifications. Those of you who are joining, a very warm welcome. Now, I've changed the reading up. We have 2 eclipses coming this month. Now, we have the new moon in Cancer, and we've got the full moon in Capricorn. We've got Mercury, we've got Neptune retrograde, a lot of action louder than words. Karmic energies are coming up as well. If you're wanting to make a booking, now there is a pocket sectioned off on the website that is available. Inbox me via the website, touch base with me. You don't have to book an emergency reading. You can actually still inbox me and I will manually do that booking system for you because I will be quite occupied for the first 2 weeks, but I'm available. Now, the crowning energy that Librans got coming through, you got the wheel. Okay, this is the overall energy for July. I'm going to do touch-up readings for mid-month as well, and then it should go back to normal the month thereafter. For the Lionsgate portal, a lot will be changing. Now, we do have this Cancer Capricorn with the nodes going on. Now, this is happening. You can look directly at your chart and see what is going on for you particularly, and it can depend on sun, moon, or rising. Now, with the energy of what's coming through, it can be in a particular house that it's directly impacting you. If you have your rising signs in Cancer or Capricorn, that energy is going to transform you, as well as some of this energy. You know, we had the energy of the Capricorn eclipse happening in January. Now, we do say that the energy of eclipse season can take approximately 6 months. Neptune's great, the planet of delusions, illusions, you know, your intuition of what you feel is correct for you. You may feel that you see things more clearly, so there can be a lag. Librans ideal for a big pocket have been extremely busy. Now, there's 2 energies coming through. Those of you who feel directly you haven't had much forward motion, again, I'm hearing Saturn. Now, a lot of you collectively may be feeling as though you're not getting things done, you're not seeing the forward movement. Some of the readings you may even be tuning into, you might be frustrated saying, how come this is not relating to me? Now, a bit like manifestation. You see it in your third eye, which is the egoic state. And again, with the Cancer moon, it's very feminine energy. You know, you're tapping into feminine energy, so you're tapping into the nurture remote. But there's a lot of self-love coming through in the first 2 weeks, and that's for all signs collectively as well as Libra. A lot of you who are very much connected in with the 5D are going to receptively feel the environment and the transits well before they come about. So you'll take divine direct action. Some of you have also been, how would I put it? I wouldn't be saying Librans been having a good time. Okay, I would be saying Librans have been taking a lot of accountability, intuitively tuning into the downloads they're getting, even if they don't know they're physically doing it. Really trying to take direct action into what you need to achieve. So it might be, you know, doing paperwork, getting things done, cleaning house, purging, detaching, getting rid of things. Sensing environmentally there is a shift in an energy that is ready to transform. Now, a lot of the downloads I have got, which I do need to do another tune into the Twin Flame Collective. For those of you who don't know, I'm a psychic medium as well as a twin flame. I will be doing an update very shortly connected to the Twin Flame Collective as well as the masculines, because there is a transformation happening there. And it is very much connecting in with the Cancer moon and the Capricorn energy coming through. You will feel, for those of you who are twin flames, you may get direct communication. There's going to be a transformation and a change, and there's a lot of people from the past coming back. So it can be your meditation of the past versus, you know, moving forward, especially with the Neptune and retrograde frequency that will be coming through. With that, you're going to be seeing things clearly. So with seeing things clearly, you'll want to move forward to know how to take direct action. So when you're physically feeling, Libra, that there is no movement forward, you're energetically getting the download that you're going to be going through a transformation connected to your 3D, but it's not set in stone. But it's a transformative state you need to go through. Psychically speaking, one thing I have had come through for the collective is some things you can't teach, okay? Some things you need to directly, yeah, that's correct. But you're going to feel the energy well and truly before it comes in, especially when you're really anchored into the 5D. And I do recall mentioning it in the Twin Flame video when it hadn't even started. So to me, that was my psychic download of the way the energy comes through and the channeling of the energy I pick up. Again, with the Mercury energy, the last transit, we did actually feel it very heavily. And I was talking to Giggle earlier. I said, energetically, when you look at Mercury retrograde, it's connected to your communication, your transport, you know, short-term journeys, long-term journeys, technology. But again, when you look at our vessels as very 5D or energetic sources, the more tapped into the 5D of your collective consciousness you are, the more energetic the download is. I do feel that a lot of us are also feeling other people's energy. So you're transmuting other people's frequency. Hi. So that can be coming through too. But you've got the wheel coming through as your crowning energy. There is a cycle that is really going to be addressed moving into July. Now, energetically, you probably already started that to a place where you're already kind of transmuting some of that next month's frequency. And the moon energy for this year moving into next year has been coming through very loudly in the readings. And definitely with the wheel, you know, this can be old energies, karmic cycles, big changes, you know, shifts happening that are happening for a very good reason. I've got to read that. So when your energy is low due to surgery, how do you notice the shift when our body is going through a lot? Look, usually if it's divinely guided, so, you know, when we have the dissension, it can be a medical thing, it can be a physical thing, it can be sickness, energetically, the opposite if you're a twin. And even if you're not, you know, when you're having the dissension, it's because you're going to have a big transformation coming forward. It's a bit like Saturn retrograde and Saturn direct. So you're like, hey, I'm doing little tasks, but I'm really not seeing any forward movement. Those small things, and that was really something that was loudly coming through. It's the small things we do that are like crumbs, but we don't directly straight away see the reaping of the rewards, but it's after the fact, those baby steps we've directly taken, that we see the bigger picture at hand. And it is those small things that make massive changes. So I do feel for Librans at the moment, trust in the process of what's happening, whether it be big tasks you're handling, emotional tasks, blockages in your path that you're feeling. It's all happening for a very good reason, because it's part of this karmic cycle. It's not to punish you. When you're taken out of a scenario or prevented from taking direct action, it's divinely guided. It's there to help you, not hinder you, but you don't understand because the egoic mind is telling you that it's blocking you. So you're on the wrong track. It's actually not. Potentially you could be too far ahead, or potentially you don't need to do anything, but your third eye is telling you, avoid the conflict, do this, do that, so that it will come out better. Not necessarily is that correct. So universe takes divine intervention to prevent that from happening so you can physically move forward. With this karmic cycle, you know energetically there's a shift going on in your life. Now, there can be a person, place, or thing, Libra, that is directly changing. Some of you may be very triggered, and I'm also hearing energetically you want to get your balance back. You want to get the situation balanced in your life. Something is out of alignment and you're wanting energetically for that to shift. And I swear I just saw something off to the right. With this moon energy coming through, you got the 3 of coins in reverse. You know how this is going to go, okay? Theoretically, you're energetically getting the download of what's going to come through with the Cancer moon energy. Now, although we denote it to be the feminine energy, we also connect it with part of some cycles. Again, you've got the wheel. You've also got, as the clarification for the new moon, journey in reverse. So I'm feeling as though there is an energy, and it can be in 3 particular areas of your life, all connected to external energies, and I'm feeling it's external. There's a karmic cycle turning about, in a sense, that's changing. That can be, again, person, place, or thing. This is changing. You sense something's changing to transform the destiny of what's coming. Now, I do feel it's nothing you need to directly do. I feel it's a cycle that's closing out. Now, I am going to, on this occasion, tune into the Capricorn frequency as well, and that is with the eclipse in Capricorn. Now, remember, when we have eclipses, we do tend to think it only resonates on that month. Incorrect. It can be 40 days before, but we're in a cycle of Cancer and Capricorn. The beginning of the year, we had Capricorn energy with the eclipse. It takes 6 months for that energy to transmute over, to either gain momentum, finalize a chapter, manifest it, or purge it, whatever that be. Okay, now with the new, it is a new chapter in tribe mentality, a new way of looking at something, a new sense of information. You also have the energy coming through of starting and ending cycles, but it will be all the way through to 2020. It's this theme going on around, at the moment, the 2 zodiac signs of Cancer and Capricorn, but overall for us collectively, we are having transformations and changes. Yeah, look, energies in general, it can be you've moved and then you move. It can be that you move and you need to shift things around. It's a bit like moving into a house. You know, you put things in order and you think, right, that's where it's going to be. And then you work with that environment and you fine tune it to a point you have to move things around because they're just not working. That energetically is what we're going through. A lot of us were throwing things out, shifting the energy, you know, taking stock of shop, looking at what did and what doesn't resonate with us anymore, what dreams we really connected in with and what dreams really aren't connecting with us any longer, and what we need to detach from. We are looking at what we do and don't want anymore and how we actually have changed. So potentially you are going to be more aware of when and when you aren't in alignment, so to speak, and where you need to shift the energy directly back onto yourself. Now, with the Capricorn energy, and it's only because energy has been so busy lately, I want to right now focus on the Capricorn frequency of that eclipse of what's coming through. So this is where some notable things of what we're transforming and changing, or what you were looking at potentially could yet again be coming up. Now you've got forces, so it can be shifting something of what you've been working on, what you've been investing in. Your money as such can be changing. But again, it's also the tools, you know, the things that you hold on to. It can be your belief systems. It can be what you feel is worth it and what you feel isn't. The clarification for it is reverse. You know, what needs to go, what needs to stay. So it's in reverse. It may be that something wasn't changing, something wasn't evolving. So something's going to go to bring something new in, but there's going to be a transformation in your financial sector. It also can be directly correlating with your emotional sense of abundance and what you feel is worth it and what you feel isn't. But definitely get hints from what was going on between January and July. And there will be a commonality of a theme of what you've been meditating on, working on, and trying to achieve. Now, with karmic energy, with the new moon in Cancer, you've got the King of Cups. A transformation of potentially a person, place, or thing is going on. And forgive the noise, I've moved house and I feel really I'm transmuting a lot of people's energy coming through. Something new is going to come about. So it could be the person that you're in love with is, you know, acting in a different way. It can be your needs of people directly relating to you needs to be more humbled, energetic, open. There can be a lot of communication coming through. There's also your communication, again, with the Mercury frequency. Now, I'm going to pull a chakra card on this energy, and I'm going to try and work through these as efficiently as possible. I do feel that you guys know you're trying to keep your communication open, but again, you know, it's interesting because separately to obviously the general read, and at the heart of the reading, I've got your love read. Twin flames are transmuting a lot of energy, but I'll do that video separate. Now, a lot of heart chakra healing moving into July. A lot of feminine energy, intuition, fly on. Now, I feel if you are a twin, and that's not to say that this is just directly connected to twin, this could be connected to a path you've been on, person, place, or thing. Now, this energy of a person you're directly dealing with, and this could be you as well, communication is the key, but I'm feeling this is also knowing what's worth talking about and knowing what's not worth talking about is what's going to be important. But with the wheel energy coming through, you'll know what to invest in and what not. Any trigger that comes up of imbalance is really going to come through, and they're going to have to deal with it in a very accountable way. With the Capricorn full moon of the purge, this can be a third party energy. So it can be where too many people had an opinion about a situation, or, you know, too many things you were giving your cash component to, too many things you're investing in, spreading yourself like butter, really honing in the energy and anchoring it in. Coming out of a sad state, moving away from melancholia and getting to a place where it is a more balanced environment. So if potentially there was, in the old storyline of what you've been purging, what you've been healing, a third-party energy or interference as such, doesn't have to be a third party. It can be, you know, tying up of loose ends in a karmic sense, because these are the two karmic energies of what's coming through. Really the honesty of what the direct 3D situation is. So it can be some home truths coming up. It can be speaking in relation to the situation, but it's leading up to that point by the 16th. Now, again, anything of a loose end that needs to be addressed by mid-month, I strongly advise you do, because the full moon eclipse in Capricorn is at 24 degrees. Now, when it gets to 29, it's bloody messy. So you want to, everything in your higher consciousness that you know you need to do to tie things up, smooth things out, that's on your side of the fence, do such. If it's on the other person's side of the fence, detach. And know that that's necessary. Otherwise, for them, sometimes having to experience a dynamic and see it and purge it is the only way possible, because unless they know and experience it, they can't detach. So it can be some things of communication coming through. I'm not feeling this to be a bad thing. This could be 4 people talking, 4 subject areas. There's 4 likes in the chat at the moment. And again, it's getting into duality with it and really anchoring your energy in. But trust in the process of this, because I really do feel you're ending out a karmic cycle, but it can be happening around you, not just directly within your own life. So don't feel that this is just your life. You visually can be seeing and you understand the process, but you're going to have to be that fly on the wall to watch that process. Now, in your love domain, you have the intuitively what love is and what love isn't. You can be tuning into what to invest in, what not to. But again, at a love-related dynamic, a lot of heart chakra activation. Now, how you're feeling about this is you want a new leaf. You don't want to do, you can no longer do things the old way. You got old woman, this must be interesting because you will. It's like really big changes happening to have that fresh start. So there can be major events that have already really playing out and continuing on through to August. It is part of a karmic cycle we're moving through. It's quite a heavy one. Now, on their side of the fence, they're moving out of this sad frequency, really happy and needing to have these direct changes, really wanting to physically move this situation forward. not wanting to stay in that energy. You're very much facing each other with accountability, and you're knowing that these changes need to happen. But it's really interesting. I don't feel codependent energy. I feel both of you looking back the other way at your side of the fence and your side of the fence, and needing to deal with external energies in order to anchor this in and bring it together. And I'm hoping that is understandable for those of you watching. If you have questions, shoot away. You're both filling your own cup though. So it is, I feel by mid-month, you guys are really starting to manifest in the things that are very important to you. You're doing things in a very fresh way, Libra. Hi, Rachel. And, you know, your counterpart's energy, your love interest's energy is really coming to a healthier way of being. It can be that they felt like they were having ascension symptoms. They were very tired. They were unwell. They're moving into that higher frequency. They're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're really wanting to follow suit with that frequency. I feel both of you, and it's interesting, you know, because psychically speaking, when I tune into cards, like when I tune into you as a person, as an energy, it's very different. So when I read your messages in the chat, I tune directly into you. So I bounce, you know, into parallel realms, so to speak. When I tune into the card from the frequency, I get different messages. Now, it's interesting because Neptune is, you know, the planet of the underworld, the ocean, and there will be more seismic activity. There can be especially more on this side of the world in Australia, more tropical weather, more cyclones. I wish people would realise I was actually on YouTube, but they don't. They love messaging me. I'm not that important, really. With this energy, look at the ocean and the card. A lot of things from the delusions, illusions, and dreams are going to come to clarity for you, for both of you guys. And I do feel you guys being super like shocked. It's like, wow, I thought it was going to be this way, but it's really this way. And both of you are looking at each other like you're both normal. This can be your belief system. It can be you guys directly communicating with each other, especially with the honesty card. I do feel if you haven't heard from someone, you will by potentially the 16th. There's more communication and honesty by this point because revelations and experiences have transformed the both of you. And I do feel really seeing between what's the truth and what's not. You're picking up on people's frequencies and you're moving forward. Financially speaking, it can be again that, you know, somebody from your past or somebody from their past or past frequencies, and I'm not feeling third-party energy. Somebody that you left in the past, as I said, this energy can be past tense energies coming back, right? It'll be very temporary, okay? Because a lot of the energy is, how do I put it? There's a lot of triggers coming up. There's a lot of people owning their power, especially feminine energies at the moment. Masculines are really in their third eye, whether they want to believe it or not. They really are in their third eye, and they're assessing. And it's the part of the process of the purge, because in order to go through that 7 stages of healing, you're in your third eye. So you're looking at it and you're looking at different ways you could have done it, different ways you could have avoided the hurdle. And then you're like so exhausted, you have the dissension. You're exhausted. Time out. Okay? Males and females jump back and forward with that. So when you're up, they're down. When you're down, they're up. But again, if you're on your own, you won't know this. But this is the ebbs and flows of the purging process of what you go through to reach that stage. So it's a bit like playing Donkey Kong on a game, and you've reached you've played that game over and over again like Groundhog, and you've reached that and you've done it. You've detached. You're like, I've reached that level. I'm at the next level now. This is what you guys are going through. So potentially in the financial sector, there can be changing one way of doing things with money and doing it another. There can be 3 areas you're paying money out to. There can be exes on your side of the fence, their side of the fence. If you're coupled, or you're tuning into your love interest where finances are going to for a balance. Again, it's taking the mature approach with this situation. This can be relating to older children. This can be relating to dealing with the situation with a more mature approach. And it can be childhood wounds coming up, but looking at them from an adult's perspective as well. There's too many hands in the, there's too many things that you're paying attention to. There can also be separating from other people, places and things. So with the wheel, if you've proceeded on with one path, it's external situations that are impacting the direct situation you're in at the moment. And I'm going to pull a chakra card. Yeah, it's people you're not talking to. You've got throat chakra in reverse. Expression, assertiveness, self-control and direction. It's like it's ending this cycle. So it can be that there is a shift in the financial sector of where money was once going, no longer is it going to be going. It's going to be coming back to you. You're taking your power back. You're not talking about it. No ifs and buts about it. There's a balance going on within that domain. What else do we need to know? And it's interesting because they're both threes and it's about trusting in the process. And, you know, compassion towards the situation, heart chakra activation, number 10, Chiron energy. But at the same time, with the 10, that's reaching a completion. So you're completing one cycle in your financial domain and the things you're investing in and starting a new, and the thumbs up are at 10. It's freaking bizarre. But doing it in a different way, changing things up, and this can be where you invest in things, where you're looking at your money and taking direct courses of action, you know, following your intuition, really with the moon in Cancer, shifting that cycle. With your work domain of what you're investing in, it can be that you might be working with a partner. You may be working with a water or an earth sign. You can be working with your emotions through this moon in Cancer cycle. So but it's a fresh start. It's a change up of the situation. You won't when it's alive. And because I've been doing bookings today, these are how it's going to be. Sorry, I didn't have time to give a notification. Now, when it does come to your work, you might be romanticizing the past, but you're having a fresh start, okay? Some of you could be doing the same job, but you're changing it up. And it's how do I put it? It's bittersweet, but at the same time, it's changing and it's a fresh start. It's in the beginning stages of a new beginning, okay? That's the way I can describe it. You may need to wait slightly while this wheel evolves, while these changes happen. And you've got changes happening in your finance, changes happening with the Cancer energy, with the eclipse and the Capricorn energy. Your love is changing as well with the Neptune energy. And I feel it's benefiting you, not hindering you. You know, your counterpart's energy is really stepping up and taking direct accountability. And you're doing things and you're like, no ifs and buts about it. We're doing this a new way. You physically, Libra, have purged so much. You can't, even if you wanted to go back to that old ignorant way of being, and it's not ignorant, it's unawoken, because we didn't know, so we can't be mad at ourselves. You can't go back to that way of being. It just won't work. So this new start in your work, it might be, again, as I mentioned with Saturn retrograde, the baby steps you're directly taking are counting. The crumbs that you're addressing, they are counting. You have all the tools at hand, but you're filling your cup, you're shifting the energy onto yourself and you're trying to keep the balance. There could be some very young energy about a situation you're reinvesting in. Now, work can be the things you're working on, the fresh start, the new beginning. You only want to invest in situations, people, places, and things that are emotionally abundant, but you're realizing when it's on your side of the fence or it's on their side of the fence. Does that make sense? But you also are in a waiting game for this to transpire, okay? You know something's coming, you're trusting it, and you're going, oh, I know this is coming. I'm trusting in it, but at the same time, I'm filling my cup, you know, and you're going to know when you're out of alignment. But with your work domain, I do feel you guys are changing it up a bit, but it's going to be a fresh start. So it can be that you're changing your work environment. Some of you may be changing the way you directly are doing the work as such. Your opinion, your attitude, your feeling, your vibration. You know something's changing in it because you've changed. With your family and tribe, now, You got the 7 of Wands, and I mentioned this to giggle this morning. When you're saying 777, it's both good and it's bad. But it's not really bad. It's just advice. Now, when you're saying the 7s, it's asking you to understand that abundance is yours, that spirituality is yours, that trusting in the process. But it's also, it could be around the time you're seeing something in your life transpire that looks pretty crappy and you're tuning into it through your ego. You know that walking through this door is going to take a lot of courage. You know that dealing with these individuals is going to take a bloody lot of courage, but you have to walk through. It's walking through the dark to get to the light. But the number and the vibration of 7 is very much, are you thinking negatively? And like, I'm a Libra, and yes, I've been saying 7s, and this card is a 7, and it's with your tribe, your group, and again with finances, and you're looking at it going, is it always going to be this way? And I can't say I'm a negative person, right? But at the same time, when you're seeing the vibration of 7s, and I know another client of mine, big shout out to her, I love her to bits, she knows who she is. When you're seeing the 7s, it's saying, I know you're tired, I know you've had the ascension, and I know you're having the ascension. If you've got a storyline in mind and you're triggered by it and you keep talking about it, and it's like, you know, you eat, pray, repeat. I've been saying that this week. Groundhog Day, I've been saying that. It's going to change. Nothing ever stays the same forever. But while you're tuning into it, you're assisting with keeping the door stuck closed. And you know something's going to change because you've got the bloody wheel. It's going to change. Nothing ever stays the same forever. Hope this doesn't stay the same forever because I'm done with it. Interestingly enough, with the tribe, this could be that within a family circle domain, with the moon in Cancer, with the eclipse, family-related dynamics changing, tribe mentality changing, it can change and change again. So it may change by the 2nd, and that's why I'm bloody hurrying to get these videos done. But at the same time, by the 16th, it can change again. Okay, and that's really what I've been picking up, especially this morning. Now, this is to do with a connection, and it's also to do with the work domain. It's also to do with the tribe. So it could be your employment location. It could be within a connection. It can be within a family-related dynamic. It's going to change and it's going to change again. Like I mentioned before, you know, my downloads, the way I explain them, you'll see a synchronistic pattern. I mentioned it's like moving into a house and you put the furniture down. And you're like, yeah, that's cool, looks nice. And then within 1 to 2 weeks, maybe even 3 months, you're like, this doesn't work because you've lived in the environment. You've been dancing with that environment a bit and you're going, now I need to shift some things because they don't work. And so there can be people coming in and people going out. There can be your mindset being set and then detached and changing. But there's a transformation happening, especially with the crowning energy of the wheel. So I would say, Jesus, take the wheel, but I'd say, how about you look at yourself as you are going to a circus? Bad analogy, but you're watching a show, okay? You're on a Ferris wheel, but this Ferris wheel turns into a joyride. Sit back and observe. Like my girlfriend would say, grab a bag of popcorn, but feel like you're at school gaining information. Assess the situation like a fly on the wall and watch it transpire, but try not to get triggered. What you're not seeing, which I stopped doing that last month because we had to be in our own energy. We had too much going on. You got the Emperor. Okay. Some of you, that of which you wish to manifest, which is very unique because I did mention, yeah, bipolar. I've been mentioning that for a month as well. We all are, really. Anyway, especially Ascension. Yep, live. Okay. With the Capricorn energy, like I mentioned in January, we had that frequency coming through. I told you it would take around 6 months. With the unseen, this can be to do with previous manifestations. This can be to do with paths that you'd wanted to manifest coming to fruition. Again, it can be Taurus energy, you know, of that of which with Uranus you want to manifest, your spiritual truth coming through. The power you have on your side of the fence, but the things you previously manifested coming full circle. This also can be fertility, birth of new ideas. Some of you might get pregnant. Some of you may be dealing with, again, with the Cancer, energy coming through, it's to do with family, okay? Intuition, feminine energy, base chakra, fertility. These things are going to be coming up. That's what you're not seeing. So it can be something to do with you nurturing yourself, manifestations. Again, it's to do with cementing in a situation, cementing in previous situations. And this can be to do with ending karmic cycles again and starting a new chapter. What else do they need to tell us? You've seen it coming, okay? You've seen it coming. Be careful what you're thinking. And this started 3 months ago. I'll be honest with you. The energy shift in the collective was around 3 months ago. The things we were thinking they were happening, and it was like, oh, deja vu. You were thinking it was happening. And then I was too scared to think. I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing that. And then it was happening. Little things were happening in a synchronistic pattern. You are going to see synchronistic things vibrationally. You're going to start picking up on things that are occurring prior to them occurring. You can see it. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. You have to watch. That's the advice. But you know how this is going to be. Everything you're dealing with right now, again, with this being a 4-0, breaking down to a number 4, next year is a vibrational number 4 year. Number 4 means, you know, everything we're doing right now, we're preparing for 2020. If we can work in tribe mentality and be in our consciousness and work together, we work with those who wish to work with us. We don't work with people who don't wish to work with us. And that's collective energy. If we are out of alignment, and the reason we're getting so triggered at the moment, especially with the Mars frequency going on, it's preparing you for next year, because you just won't have the energy to bother about, Uranus. You won't bother about dealing with things that aren't in alignment with you, because it will be like a pull down from where directly you are. Any questions as to visually what I'm seeing? I will do the check-in mid-month, providing my twins' kids don't kill me. Hi, Rebecca. I have a tooth abscess, Rebecca. I felt like crap. I'm on heavy doses of antibiotics. I can't take my painkiller medication till the evening because I fall asleep in 2.5, and that's just not crooked. Finally handed. Anyway, any questions? Yeah. There is definitely, look at your charts where the Cancer Capricorn energy is, okay? Lack of communication is generally because we're ready to have a big change. Now, I will do the check-in for masculines, okay? Because I do feel there is a change going on with them. You will get more communication coming in by mid-month. Don't be surprised. It can happen anytime. When am I going on holidays? It won't be a holiday. Twins' kids will be with me. What holiday? Hey, I've been preaching for ages. You got to do the work. You want to ascend, you got to do the work. Yeah, there's parenthood. You don't have a break. I mean, once you give birth to that child, you're on 24/7. You're on shift, okay? My sister sent me a picture the other day, and it was such a comical thing. It was about man flu, and it was medication in a bottle. The next day, my tooth flared up again. It's like, you cursed me. You start holidays tomorrow. I'm not one of those earth mothers that goes, oh, school holidays is going to be awesome. And I didn't get the sandpit years with my daughter. No, I wanted to, but no, I had to go off within 5 to 8 weeks of her being, I worked through my pregnancy. And then when I had her, my partner at the time, he got hurt, and I had to go back to work within 8 weeks of her being born. Question is, my husband and I are going... Bonnie, at the moment, the energy is really heavy, love. So, you know, especially with Mercury, that is the connection of communication. It's been bloody hard energy for the last 2 months. It's been full on. Try not to take it personal when you're tuning into it, detach. If you're wanting to leave, acknowledge that and take direct action prior to it occurring. But if you feel it's been because it's just been so bloody hectic, really busy, tune out of that energy because you can manifest it, okay? At the moment, yes, this month does denote separations, but it can be separation from the storyline, separation from trying to be everyone's story, or even the ego pain body experience of that being so. We have not felt ourselves. We've felt pretty. I would like to do playful toxic things just to alleviate that. That's the Neptunian energy. But you've been breathing it out. You've been moving through the adversity. I feel a lot of it is karmic energy we're transmuting at the moment. I literally said to Giggle the other day, I said, after realizing what you do and don't want, and you're addressing it, you're transmuting it, you're creating hex. Because we were transmuting, do want what we don't want, then getting triggered saying, hey, are we reacting in the way potentially a karmic energy does? But it's karmic frequency in general, of that of what we don't want, that of what we do want, and the frustration of the process of this cycle. And really for the Libras, which is really healthy, you got the wheel. Big wheels keep on turning. There's a change in this dynamic, so it is coming. But when you listen to readings, understand and try not to get peeved. Sometimes if you've got a blockage and you're working through it, it's still happening. It can be like scotch. You throw in the stone, you're ready to jump on it, but you've got to go through those steps and coming. Shelley. Too. Come on down, Sally. Come and talk to us. Anyway, how is the tribe while I'm here? Any other questions before I go? Again, if you're wanting to make a booking, oh yeah, me too. Come and join me. My tooth hurting, when a man gets man flu, it's like they're sick, man. And that's why my sister sent it to me. And then I got more sick and I was like, oh, kill me now. I had to sit sleeping sitting up because the pressure and the yeah, it's again, I'll do the twin. Come on. Bookings, link below. Talk to you later.